Hey guys, it's Jen Evangelista from Grace in Color, and I'm here today to show you how to create and assemble your very own gratitude journal in Traveler's Notebook's insert size. Super easy to do. I mean, it takes less than 10 to 15 minutes. And yeah, so I'm going to be using the printouts from the 12 Days of Gratitude workshop that I'll link below, but you can really use anything to do this, and this just really kind of gives you an idea on how easy it is to create your own journal for projects and studies and workshops and whatever you want to use it for. So let's do it. So today I'm going to show you how we're putting together a gratitude journal traveler's notebook. This particular one comes from the 12 Days of Gratitude, and it is available at graceincolor.com/12 days. If you already own that and you're watching this, then I'm going to show you how to put it together. If you don't, you can pick it up there, or you can use anything. You can create your own, that's fine. But let me just show you how to put this together really quickly and easily. I have printed out the inside pages, the insert pages here. There are, in this particular gratitude journal, there are scripture pages and there are prompt pages, and I printed all those out on regular paper. And if you notice, this is something you do not have to do, but I printed mine out on US letter, just the regular. And then for my cover pages, there's two options for covers. For my cover pages, I actually printed that out on US borderless because I wanted it to be a little bit bigger. Even if you did it on the same setting, both borderless or both letter, it would still work because these are slightly smaller than this anyway. But I just wanted a little more wiggle room as far as I wanted my cover to be a little bit bigger. That's just a little tip. And this is printed on cardstock because it's going to be the cover of my journal, my handmade journal, and it's easier if it's on cardstock. So the first thing I'm going to do, so you have these, you have this, you have a cutter and or scissors. Scissors is fine. I do have a bone folder that helps me when I'm folding papers. I'll link it up, but you can just use anything. It's fine. You can use your fingernail even. And I have plain paper, and I'll show you how I'm going to use that. And then I have a stapler to put it all together. All right, so first of all, let me just cut this out really briefly. All right, and then I'm going to fold this in half to make a little booklet, okay? And there is a little edge here. If you have a scoring thing on your cutter, then that makes it even easier. I have one with a scorer, but it's not this one. But just fold that in half. This is where I use my bone edger to make this nice and sharp. And it just makes it super nice and sharp. Now, if it's not exact, if you haven't cut it exactly for whatever reason and you really want to, you can trim it up. But I think that looks great. So this is my cover. Yay, I love it. All right, easy breezy. Now, for my inside pages, the way I do mine is I start with just regular paper and I create all my inside pages first, and then I place these pages as I go, as I'm journaling, because sometimes, for example, I may want to print this again and use more than one. If you're going through the workshop, though, you're probably going to need more than one family page, for example, and you're probably going to need more than one, a couple of the other pages. Need supplies pages, things like that. So what I do is I go through here. If you want to fit them exactly, you only need 4 pieces of paper. 2, 3, 4. Okay. I'm actually going to add extra. I'm going to put 6 in mine. You can always add more later if you want. But I'm going to add extra just because I want some blank pages as well. Some extra pages if I want to double up these, or if I want just plain white paper to journal on. Okay, now how do I do this? This is a very good question. Basically, you want this paper to be slightly smaller than your cover. Okay, so one super easy way to do it is to use your cover as a template. Okay, let me do it this way so you can see. Use your cover as a template, and you can cut it out exactly like this and then trim it up more. You can also take a pencil, this is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to just outline this here with my pencil. This is the outline of my cover, right? So that's what the cover size is, but I need this to be a little bit smaller in both directions. So I'm going to take it and I'm just going to sort of eyeball it because it doesn't really make a big difference exactly how you do it. But I'm just going to eyeball that. So I made that a little bit smaller. And then I'm going to eyeball it this way as well, make it a little bit smaller. Okay. A little bit smaller this way. And then let's see if this fits in here. Okay, and then you take a look at it. And for example, it is a little smaller, but I think it even needs to be smaller than that. Okay, because I don't want it sticking out on the edges. So I'm going to trim it again. This is my sides. You know, you guys may have a much more exact way of doing this, and that's totally fine. But this is just one way. This is the way I do it because it's simple, it's easy, it doesn't take a lot of time. Okay, now let's see what I got. Okay, to me that fits much better. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold this in half as well. Okay, these are going to just get folded right in half. Because I have so many, I'm actually going to do them a couple at a time. I'm going to fold this in half. Okay, and then I'm going to make it nice and tight with my bone edger. I love this tool, by the way. And then I'm going to fold this one in half. Now you do want to make sure that it's not perfectly square, so you do want to make sure that you're doing it in the right direction to fit in your cover. Then I'm going to put these together like so. All right, and then they fit right in my booklet. See that? Isn't that nice? Now I have a blank booklet. Now, in order to put these pages in there, there's a couple of ways I can do that. I can sew it with a sewing machine. I can sew it by hand. I can use brads, or I can use a stapler. You can open a regular stapler, but you got to be careful what you staple it on, of course, like on a mat. I actually have this really nifty, snifty long arm stapler. And I will link that up as well if you want to take a look at it, but you can get them anywhere. And this is what I'm going to use. So it goes right in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it over. I'm going to line it up as best I can, and I'm going to staple. And then I'm going to do a second staple over here. Ta-da! Can you come see that? Stapled, stapled. And now I have my book. Now, for me, I'm going to one more time, put a little more edgy on here. And I have my gratitude journal. As easy as that. Yay! All right, so how do I do the inside of it? That's a super great question. I'm going to be using these for the inside. So, I'm just going to show you an example, okay? This is a prompt page that I'm using. So let me cut these prompts, let me cut these out really quickly. In the 12 Days of Gratitude workshop, this is our first prompt. The first page I'm going to keep blank because I'm actually going to put a cover page in this. I'm going to cut this out here and I'm going to put it in the first page. This is another title page. Another cover page rather, and I'm going to make it a title page, and I'm going to put it right in here, just glue it in. So then my first prompt is family. After I journal on this, or even before I journal on it, I'm going to glue it right in here, okay? And so you could glue it on either side. If you want to glue your prompts on one side and put scripture on the other side, because I have a whole bunch of, I have like 8 of these scripture pages as well. So I'll be put scripture on one side, family on the other side. What I might do is put family on one side, scripture on the other side, so that way I can almost like double up my family prompt. I'll have 2 pages for that. It doesn't really matter. There's no right or wrong way, but I just take this page and I glue it right in here, and then I will have my entire book filled up by the end. It makes it a little clunky, a little fun, and yeah, and that's easy. That's how you do it. So I hope that you get an idea. Please holler at me. Let me know if you have any questions about it or if there's anything that's confusing to you. All right, have a great day.